Democritus was born around 460 BC. He is mostly known for his discovery of the atom, but was also a traveler. His yearning to travel took him to such places as Egypt, Persia, Babylon, Ethiopia, and India. In these various places, he was taught by magi, priests, and Chaldeans, and it is from them that he most likely learned about mathematics and astronomy. Besides being a traveler and chemist, Democritus was a writer as well and wrote over 50 books. Although his death is uncertain, some say that he lived past 100 years old. Now I know all of that information is good, but what about the atom? Democritus did not learn about it while in those various countries, but when he lived in Abdera, Greece, did his theory of the atom begin. It all started with his belief that all matter consists of very small, indivisible particles, which he named atoms, meaning uncuttable or indivisible. Experimental evidence from early scientific investigations provided support for the notion of atomism. So what does an atom look like? Well, let us first go back in time to the 1850s. In that time range, scientists discovered that there was more to the atom than they had known. The atom is not just a sphere, but has an internal structure. When the study of radiation, the emission and transmission of energy through space began, the electron was discovered. In an experiment using a cathode ray tube, they learned that the plate bearing negative charges was repelled instead of being attracted by the cathode rays. Because of these experiments, we know that electrons have a negative charge. By the early 1900s, we knew two things about the atom. One, it contains electrons, which have a negative charge, and two, that the atom is electronically neutral. But how can it be neutral if it is just made up of electrons? Through experimentation, we learned that the positive charges are found in the nucleus, center of the atom, and these particles are known as protons, which have a positive charge. So now we see most of the structure of the atom. We have the electron revolving around the nucleus where the proton sits, and later scientists discovered that neutrons exist in the nucleus of an atom as well, and their charge is neutral. We will compare dance with some of the characteristics of the atom later on, but for now we will discuss only a few of the characteristics. For starters, atoms cannot be broken. A chemical reaction involves only the separation, combination, or arrangement of atoms. And atoms are in constant motion and have a lot of energy. And they are invisible to the human eye. We will come back to you, Democritus. But for now, on to the exciting, energetic, and fun world of dance. Way back, which means we cannot date it for sure. In countries, there was no real form of dance. But when cultures began to get more civilized, the way dance was presented became different. From discovering a series of rock paintings, we see dance was in the ages of the caveman times, to the more civilized square dancing, onto ballroom dancing such as the waltz, to your everyday dancing for fun with friends. Dance can be anything you want it to be, whether you walk down the street to the rhythm of music or dance it out with your whole body. Without having to say a word, dance is a great way to express yourself. There are many different styles in the dance world, and to name a few, There is ballet, hip-hop, and modern. Whether you get formal training or not, dance movement takes a lot out of you and requires a lot of energy, constant motion of the body, and showings that you are portraying what you are trying to say in your dance. Dance can have very strong and sharp movement as in hip-hop, or soft and flowy movement as in ballet. Training can be received in any type of dance, and teachers will be right there, ready and willing to teach you. But if you don't get formal teaching, dancing is still for you, and it's just a fun way to stay active. In some cultures, there are certain rituals that take place for different occasions in life, such as in a birth, a death, or a marriage. Jumping the broom is a special way some signify a marriage, and also dancing is a way to celebrate it even before the wedding starts. Now, how are some of the characteristics of an atom similar to the way a dancer moves? Well, like an atom, a dancer is in constant motion, whether the movement is fast or slow. Also, atoms are arranged in different ways, but are still atoms. And with dance, you can do the same thing with movements. One last thing is that atoms have high energy, and dancers must have a lot of energy so that the movement looks nice and easy. Moving on then, atoms are invisible to the human eye, and of course you can see dance movements, so they are not similar in that sense. And also, a chemical reaction involves only the separation, combination, or arrangement of atoms. Let me just stop there, because a dancer's movement cannot have a chemical change, so they differ in that aspect as well. But who knew that there were similarities between the two at all, right? So in conclusion, the atom is made up of the electron, proton, and neutron, and dance is a wonderful way to express yourself and to stay active. I encourage you to do some deeper research on the topics that were discussed in this video, and I hope you enjoyed watching this as much as I did in making it. Thank you.